y'all. Good morning. It is a bit later in the day than usual, but that's because I decided to sleep in. But don't worry, I have not yet had any coffee. Instead, I have my herbal peppermint tea. So we're going to have some of that just to get my voice going because I am hoarse today. So as you might have guessed by what you're seeing on screen right now, this is part 2 of the world building series. The first one had a great response, and I actually got a lot of awesome suggestions from a few people about where to go with this series next. So I recorded another video, and that video corrupted. So what we're looking at now is the map after I created that video that didn't work out. And I like what I did, but I think I can do better, and I'd kind of like it if I had the footage of myself creating the next part of the map, just because I like that continuity, and honestly, I think I can do better than this anyway. So we're going to do something that I have to do all the time, which is start over, which is fine. I don't really mind losing progress, especially when it's in the name of making everything as good a quality as possible. So there we go. Pins are deleted. We're going over to Incarnate. I'm going to log in really quick. And here we are. Time for destruction. Oh, one tree survived. Now it's gone. And we're going to grab the remove tool. It's all going away. Gone. All right, let's start fresh. I am still going to go with the suggestion that I got from my good friend and supporter of the channel, Sam Piper, which was that he wanted to see an, excuse me, a island chain or archipelago. But I think I'm going to do it kind of coming more down this way and filling up this space instead of going between these two land masses. Because as cool as that was, I think I want to be able to take up a little bit more real estate with this. So I'm going to get to work on creating the landmass of that, and I'll be back with you. Okay, we're back. So here we go. We have ourselves a really nice little island chain, a little bit simpler than the last one, and I think it actually can take up a lot more space because I'm not cramming it between two land masses. And I think what I'm going to go with today is the idea of Triton. So a Triton is like a fish person. It's not a mermaid, they got legs, but they're fish people. And I think that makes a lot of sense for people who would live on an island chain or an archipelago, a sort of amphibious situation. Or maybe they choose to spend some of their time in the water, some of their time in the land. So we're going to go ahead and throw some color down, put some stamps up, and I'll be back to talk about what I come up with. All right, ta-da! We got ourselves a little island chain fully mapped out. Let's pop on over to Legend Keeper and do some writing. In ages long past, the elementals roamed the material plane. Their massive footfalls carved out the oceans. Their breath earthed the winds. Their fiery passion scorched the landscape, and their soothing songs filled the rivers with frothing water. In time, these primordial beings grew tired. They lay down to rest, and the world continued around their sleeping forms. Islands grew around their bodies, like moss collecting on an old, fallen tree trunk. The children of these elementals, the flighty Genasi, took refuge on the islands first, but their wild wanderlust drew them to lands far afield before too long. They stood empty for some time, until eventually a more distant relative of the primordial elementals discovered their existence. The Triton, who built their great cities miles below the surface of the sea. noticed that the tallest spires of their grand citadel were growing closer and closer to the shimmering surface. One day they broke into the fresh air and found themselves right at the center of the Elemental Isles. Embracing their fortune, the Triton expanded their reach, building small settlements which grew into larger cities on the neighboring isles. They are a fairly small civilization on the surface. No one really knows what power lies where the sun cannot reach. Alright, I am actually quite glad that I did this. I think this is a much cooler concept than what I had before, a lot more unique. And so yeah, I think I'm done for today. We added a nice little piece onto the lore. I hope you enjoyed everything in the voiceover and description of the area. I still need a name for this world. As you can see, it's still just called Untitled. So if you're watching this and if you've been enjoying this little series along with the miniature painting video that I did before, please comment or message me on Instagram suggesting a possible name for the world or what you'd like to see me work on next. I can totally keep expanding into the oceans, doing some more islands, or I could go up into this continent or possibly up to this piece of land. I'm also planning on eventually expanding everything out and going for like a wider view of the world, but I think we should fill in this area first. Now, with my amazing world-building magics, I will turn this cup of peppermint tea into steaming hot coffee. See, I am a wizard. That first sip is always so good. Most rewarding part of the show. Okay. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. As always, thank you so much to my wonderful patrons. There you are. If you'd like to join these lovely folks, my link is right here and also down in the description below. The lowest tier is just $1 a month, and it really does go a really long way towards growing the channel and making sure I can do this for many weeks to come. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and like, subscribe, ring that bell if you'd like a notification every time I post something new, and I'll see you all next time.